The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
Race fans, it's time for Chase to the Checkered. This week, C2C has all the highlights of the ASA's presentation of a soggy Pennsylvania 250. Plus, we'll bring you up to date with the tight point standings in the local racing at Jennerstown. So come on in out of the rain and try to find a dry place to sit, because the ASA on C2C starts now.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and this is my brother Max. We're from Pittsburgh. Race fans, start your engines.
Race fans, welcome back to C2C. Last Saturday, the American Speed Association made its annual trip to the Laurel Highlands Oval, and C2C was there to get all the highlights. The threat of rain was prevalent all day long. This is all too typical for racing in Western Pennsylvania in 2003. The teams practiced early and fine-tuned their machines for qualifying later in the day. After qualifying and before the race, ASA drivers usually stand by their cars and sign autographs for fans. But this year, the weather forced the autograph session to be moved to under the bleachers and the race to be delayed for several hours. It also gave the C2C crew the opportunity to meet up with some notable people in the pits. In a unique promotional move, Lowe's Motor Speedway was sponsoring the number 95 car of Ryan Zeck to promote NASCAR's UAW GM Quality 500 race in Charlotte on October the 11th.
That's going to run on a Saturday night this year for the first time. It's always been a daytime event. We're going to do it under the lights for the first time. So trying to get people used to that idea that the race is going to be on Saturday night, October 11th. Pennsylvania is our third largest pre-sale state of all 50 states. I mean, we sell more tickets in Pennsylvania than we do in South Carolina, which is our neighbor by only about 15, 20 miles. So Pennsylvania, the whole Northeast corridor has got a great base of race fans.
17-year-old Reed Sorensen, who drives the number 29, is currently 5th in points.
You know, I just wish we could have tested here. It's a different kind of racetrack. It's sort of fun. You can go in the corners hard and get in the gas hard. So, you know, that's the fun part about it, because you got a little bit of speed to it. But we'll see what happens once we get racing, if we're able to pass or not. And I think it'll be a pretty good race.
Number 63, Robbie Pyle, who was 5th in the ASA points, started 4th and finished 6th at Jennerstown in 2002.
A good balanced car is going to show, I think, early in the race because of the tire wear. So it may change pit strategy a little bit. You may have to adjust on your car a little different, but all in all, I think that the good cars will still be good.
During practice, Pittsburgh driver number 15, Travis Geisler, had motor trouble and had to go to a backup car to qualify.
Really, this car, I don't know anything about. Joey Miller's the primary car. Just put a bunch of foam in his seat to make it work for me, and we'll see what we can do with it tonight. I know it ran at Berlin, and I think we ended up 15th with Joey in the car. So I'm happy with how we qualified, really, with the amount of lap time we had. I think the car's very comfortable. We got a good race set up on it. I think it'll be good in the long runs.
You may not know the number, but if you're a fan of the ASA, you certainly know the name. Gary St. Amant is the driver of the Medicine Shop number 23. We caught up with him in the pits, and he explained the change.
It has more owner points than what my car number 7 had, and my owner, Bob Harshbarger, is just outside of the top 20, and you finish in the top 20 with owner's points, and that ends up being a payday at the end of the season. But, you know, every other time we've had a car that's been one of the fastest and always qualified well here. Today, we haven't been that way. So, you know, maybe it'll be a role reversal deal where, you know, we'll come from nowhere. You know, every other time it looks like somebody else comes from nowhere to win the race. So maybe it'll be our turn tonight.
Now, let's meet the top 5 qualifiers for the Pennsylvania 250. Qualifying on the inside of row 3 in the 5th position is number 6, Kyle Jones from Springfield, Ohio.
There's not really many tracks like this one that I've ran. This track's quite tricky. It's pretty bumpy and quite fast for as tight as the corners are, and got good long straightaways. You're hard in the brakes, so it's a fun track. I like it.
On the outside of row 2, starting 4th, is a rookie from Merritt Island, Florida, number 30, Travis Kittleson.
I'm really looking forward to racing here tonight. The guys busted their butts, got the car ready, and they're ready. We're ready. I think that we got an opportunity to win tonight.
Starting 3rd is a familiar name. Number 17, Mike Garvey from Atlanta, Georgia, is a consistent top 5 driver at Jennerstown.
I think it'll be fine. You know, we had a rain delay earlier this morning. The track came around really good. The track's had a lot of grip in it all day long, and I think the Jennerstown Monte Carlo will be pretty good tonight. I was real happy with it in practice, so just missed the pole qualifying. We need a couple thousandths more second. We were close, but I think we'll have a good car for the race tonight. We don't know if the rain's coming back. So I think you're going to see a lot of guys run hard at the start because of the rain. And like I said, once we get to lap 125, then the whole complexity is going to change. But up until 125, that's going to be a goal to start with.
On the outside of the front row is last year's Pennsylvania 300 winner, number 52, Butch Miller. The front is a familiar spot for the Coopersville, Michigan driver.
As far as I'm concerned, we bring the best prepared car to the races of any car here, and that my crew makes little or no mistakes. The biggest problem they got is the mistakes the driver makes, you know, and the driver has cost our team a few points this year, which has hurt us in the championship.
And the pole sitter for the Pennsylvania 250 is number 1, Kevin Sawinski. The Wausau, Wisconsin driver clocked a field best lap of over 97 miles per hour.
We look forward to coming to here, and you know, it's a little rougher racetrack, a little bit more aggressive on the tires, so I think you'll see a good race tonight. Butch Miller and Mike Garvey are going to be the guys to beat. You know, we're chasing Butch, trying to keep him back there in the points battle too. So if we can stay up front, you know, we got a mandatory 2 pit stops tonight, and if we can get our pit work done and stay near the front, I think we'll have a car for him at the end.
Here's how the rest of the field lined up for the start of the Pennsylvania 250 last Saturday night at Jennerstown Speedway. Robbie Pyle scored the 6th fastest time. Reed Sorensen managed a top 10 qualifying run. In his first ever run in an ASA car, Pittsburgh's Travis Geisler just missed making the top 20 starters by 5 1/1000ths of a second. He started the number 15 in the 21st spot. 2002 third place finisher Gary St. Amant started back in the pack, matching his new car number in the 23rd position. Coming up on Chase to the Checkered, the C2C crew toughed it out along with thousands of other race fans to get the highlights of the ASA Pennsylvania 250. We've got the green to, well, red and checkered coverage of the rain-shortened feature coming up. But first, let's see if you can make the connection. Brought to you by RaceFansConnect.com, the ultimate place to meet race fans. Which ASA driver holds the record for the fastest lap at Jennerstown Speedway in ASA history? Is it Gary St. Amant, Mike Eddy, Butch Miller, or Mike Garvey? We'll have the answer later on Chase to the Checkered. We'll be right back after this. Race fans, welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. When we left the ASA Pennsylvania 250 before the commercials, the race's start was being delayed by rain. At 9:30 p.m., the rain finally let up and the crews moved the cars into position on the grid. The Somerset County Honor Guard was on hand with the colors. And local singer Danny Connor belted out the national anthem. Then it was time for the most famous words in all of motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Even after enduring hours of rain and delays, the fans refilled the stands at Jennerstown. What a showing by race fans of Western Pennsylvania. Trust me, the ASA took notice and was overwhelmed by the loyalty of our fans. After a few parade laps, the ASA's pace car dropped into the pits as number 1 Kevin Sawinski and number 52 Butch Miller took the field through lap 1 of the Pennsylvania 250. Butch Miller moved ahead with the lead in front of Kevin Sawinski. Number 17, Mike Garvey put the throttle down and got by number 30, Travis Kittleson for third. On a restart after a lap 11 caution, Sawinski moved ahead of Miller for the lead. Mike Garvey said that looked like a good idea and followed the number 1, but Miller closed the door on the rookie Kittleson. 9 laps later, on lap 25, Garvey used the high groove and sent number 1 to the number 2 position. On lap 30, the crowd gasped as local driver number 15 Travis Geisler and number 23 Gary St. Amant made contact, sending the Pittsburgh driver spinning. Travis kept it out of the wall and rejoined the race. Garvey again took off with the lead on the restart. The Atlanta, Georgia driver led the feature for the next 82 laps. On lap 106, number 6 Kyle Jones and number 32 Troy Wangerin were sideways in turns 3 and 4. Leader Mike Garvey elected to pit and surrendered his lead. This move would be costly. Number 1, Kevin Sawinski decided to tough it out, stayed on the track, and took the lead on the restart. As the field chased Sawinski, number 60 Ed Brown almost gets into the back of lap number 15 Travis Geisler. Number 17 Mike Garvey checked up, causing a major chain reaction. Number 07 Chris Stump picked up a new sponsor. Too bad he didn't get any extra money for showing off their logo. As the ASA crew cleaned the track, Mother Nature decided to help them out by providing more rain to rinse off the Laurel Highlands Oval. The skies opened again and forced the ASA to call the race official as of lap 137. This meant that number 1, Kevin Sawinski, was the winner of the Pennsylvania 250.
Oh, it feels awesome. This crew's been awesome all year. They made the right calls tonight. Hopefully, this will pad our points a little bit and just carry on for next week to Erie, Pennsylvania. The way the weather was all afternoon, we knew we had to get to halfway to get the race in, and we weren't going to do anything to our car until we got to halfway. And when Garvey pitted and I was running second to him, I really wanted to come in, and my crew chief said, no, let's stick to our plans and see what happens.
The series points leader was followed by Chad Wood, Greg Stewart, Ed Brown, and Mike Garvey.
I just said we're going to stay out here until it rains a little bit, and if it don't rain, then we'll just come in as soon as we have to. And I seen Kevin stay out there, and I said we just got to stay out as long as we can, and then that's what we did, and we ended up in second.
It definitely wasn't given to us. We had to work for it. Our pit strategy worked out, and I still had to race hard for third at the end with some three wide racing with the 60 car.
The more I ran, the more confident that I got that it wasn't going to rain, and we pitted early. We went completely out of sequence, and it paid off.
We were trying to look at the weather to see if there's weather was coming in. We thought we had some time. We thought we had about a half hour or so before the rain came in, and we figured in that amount of time we could get back to the front. I mean, the Jenny King Monte Carlo was just awesome. I mean, we could run high, low, wherever we wanted to go, the car would stick, and we thought we could get back, and unfortunately the rain came before we could get back to the front, and I think the rain's about the only thing to keep us from winning this race.
Brian Reffner, Robbie Pyle, Reed Sorensen, Chris Wimmer, and Todd Kluver round out the top 10 finishers of the Pennsylvania 250 at Jennerstown Speedway. Gary St. Amant finished 19th. Pittsburgh's Travis Geisler, who left the Speedway before the C2C crew could catch him, finished in the 24th position. A special thanks to everyone with the ASA, Speed Channel, and Cavus Productions for all their support in making the 2003 Pennsylvania 250 a great, albeit very damp, motorsports experience. We look forward to seeing them again in 2004. Coming up on C2C, we'll bring you up to speed with our local drivers in the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series and the PA Legacy Series as they prepare for racing at Jennerstown Speedway tonight. But first, let's see if you can make the connection. Brought to you by RaceFansConnect.com. Which ASA driver holds the record for the fastest lap at Jennerstown Speedway in ASA history? Is it Gary St. Amant, Mike Eddy, Butch Miller, or Mike Garvey? We'll have the answer when we come back to Chase to the Checkered right after this. Race fans, welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Now, let's see if you made the connection. Brought to you by RaceFansConnect.com. Which ASA driver holds the record for the fastest lap at Jennerstown Speedway in ASA history? Is it Gary St. Amant, Mike Eddy, Butch Miller, or Mike Garvey? Gary St. Amant turned in the fastest lap in the history of the ASA at the Laurel Highlands Oval. In 1997, the Columbus, Ohio driver blazed around the .522 mile oval in just 18.597 seconds. That equates to just a tick over 101 miles per hour. Now, let's get back up to speed with the local drivers of the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series and the PA Legacy Series. In the Jennerstown Speedway Charger Division, number 24, Chantal Germick, holds the lead. But number 27, Greg Preisner, has been hot and is now only 6 points away from Germick in second. Haas Grubbs, Mike Stevens, and Rick Phillips round out the top 5 in the Jennerstown Speedway Charger points. In the Jennerstown Speedway Street Stocks, West Mifflin's Dink Colarusso is on a pace to break the Jennerstown Speedway track record for consecutive wins. But the number 0's goal for 2003 has been the division championship. As of this week, Dink's ahead by 40 points over number 73 Roger Onstad. Jason Holder, Billy Mostaller, and Jason Fritz joined the front runners in the top 5 in the Jennerstown Speedway Street Stocks points. Mike Bacalon's health problems and a rough race 2 weeks ago have been costly to the Stars and Stripes. Paul Urso has jumped over him and now leads the Jennerstown Speedway Modified Division point standings by 4 points. Keep an eye on this division, folks. It could be a wild ride to the finish. Matt Smith, Jason Bush, and Brian Stevenson round out the top 5 Modified Division point getters. Remember the PA Legacy Series? Well, it's been almost a month since we've seen them racing at Jennerstown, and we just wanted to make sure. Well, Greensburg's number 24, Jamie Bolkebeck, is the points leader right now. But number 04, Rick Boyer, is just 8 points away, and third place PJ Ehrlich is just 16 points back of Bolkebeck. Brett Boyer and Kyle Martell make up the rest of a tight top 5 in the PA Legacy Series points. In the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks, Johnstown's Jason Lasky in the number 97 was the last feature race winner and is on top of the points. But number 96 Todd Price is just 10 points behind him in second. 2002 division champ Marion Reno Jr. is currently in third. Josh Kokenauer and Adam Kostelnik make up the rest of the top 5 in points in the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Trucks. And talk about close point standings. In the Rolling Rock Late Models, 2001 and 2002 division champ number 98 Neil Brown is on top of the points and has been for the majority of the season. But a series of disappointing finishes and strong running by the number 75 have allowed Barry Audi to creep within 2 points of the top spot. Bobby Henry, Mark Catone, and Jamie Bolkebeck round out the top 5 in points in the Rolling Rock Late Model division. And speaking of Neil Brown, he's now in second position in the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series Northeastern Region points. He led in the points several weeks ago, but rainouts and a 13th place finish have been very costly to the Acme, Pennsylvania driver. Race fans, that should bring you up to speed with where our local drivers sit in the points and who to watch for tonight at Jennerstown. And speaking of tonight, the U.S. Army presents the racing of the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series and the PA Legacy Series at the Laurel Highlands Oval. 7 divisions will be racing. All this action for one low price. Adult admission is just $10, and kids 12 and under get in for free. Plus, all eyes will be on the number 0 as Dink Watch 2003 continues. Will Dink Colarusso break the record for most consecutive wins at Jennerstown? Get to the Speedway tonight to see. Then, next week, it's the Wheeler Brothers 200, a 200-lap race featuring the Rolling Rock late models. Plan on being at Jennerstown Speedway to see the high-octane excitement of long-distance racing by our local drivers. Adult admission for all of this racing is just $20, with kids 12 and under being admitted for free. Race fans, be sure to visit Jennerstown.com and sign up for the Jennerstown Speedway e-newsletter. You can get important news and information pertaining to the Laurel Highlands Oval delivered right to your desktop. It's easy and it's free. Visit Jennerstown.com and sign up for the Jennerstown Speedway e-newsletter today. I'm Steve Richard. Thanks for watching Chase to the Checkered. We'll see you next week right here for another high-speed edition of C2C. But we hope to see you tonight at Jennerstown Speedway.